Hello students, I am Jayanti, working as Assistant Professor of CSE Department at Kalanya Karunanidhi Institute of Technology, Coimbatore. In today's class, we are going to see about swapping of two numbers using pointers. Agenda for today's class is swapping definition and how to use pointers while swapping, and that can be seen through an example program. So these are all the agenda we are going to see in today's video. So swapping, what is meant by swapping? So swapping is nothing but exchanging of values between the two variables. For example, see here, I have given the x value as a 10 and y value as 20. If x value and y value are interchanged, then that is called swapping. See the result after swapping, x value will become as a 20, y value will become as 10. So this is called swapping. Now we are going to see how the swapping will happen through the pointers. Okay, we know normally pointers, it is used for accessing the values, right? Okay, we pass variables to a function. So while passing variables, only copy of values will be passed, but if we need to change the actual values, then we need to pass the address to a function. Okay, while passing the address, only the actual values will be changed, or else only the copy of value will be changed. So we through pointers there are two we need to remember, that is ampersand and asterisk. Ampersand represents the address, asterisk represents the value present at the address. For example, see here, ampersand x is represented here in this example. So it means that it is representing the address of x. Then comes the asterisk a. So it means that it represents the value which is present at the address A. So with the help of pointers, we can modify the original values present in a variables only. If we do not use pointers, then the copies of values only will be changed. So now we will see through this, so how the swapping is done through the pointers. Okay, I will explain this program by executing the same. Okay, I am using the online compiler for explaining the program. So see here, hash include studio.h is present, that is standard input output header file. Then main function is there. Okay, so here I am writing the swapping function as one separate function, that is I'm void swap. We need to get the variables right. So int star a comma int star b. So it represents the what pointer variable. So now int temporary variable I'm using for swapping of two numbers. So temp is equal to star a. So that means that the value which is present at the a I'm giving to a temporary variable. Okay, now asterisk a is equal to asterisk b. So it means that I'm assigning the value which is present at the address b to the variable called a, which is a pointer variable. Then I'm assigning the temporary value which is present in a temp to the star b. So it means that the value has been interchanged now. So what is the what is the thing here? I have declared a variable called a temp. So it represents a temporary variable which helps us to store the value temporarily. So for the temporary variable temp, I am assigning the value of a. Okay, now value of a will be present in the temporary variable. Okay, so I moved the a value to the temporary box. Then now and I'm assigning the value which is present at the b variable to the variable called a. So now the value which is present in the b will be assigned to a. Okay, so now a value has been filled. So after that, only b value need to be given. So for b value, I am giving the value which is present in the variable called temp. So now the value of a and b is interchanged with the help of the temporary variable. Next, now we have to write the main function to call the swap function. So here, as I need to get the value two variable, I'm using x and y for that. So in order to represent what is the value should be given for the user, I'm giving one print statement that as enter two numbers. Okay, so if it means that two values can be entered by the user. In order to get the value from the user, I'm using the scanf statement. So since it is an integer value, I'm giving format specifier as %d. Since I need to get two values, I'm using %d and %2 %d to represent that I'm getting two values. So what are the values I'm getting? Value of x and value of y. So ampersand represents the address. So whatever the value which I am giving first will give it into the place of address of x, and whatever the value which I am giving for the which is I am giving for the second time will be taken by the y, and it will be stored in the address of y. Okay. So before swapping, I need to represent the user what is the value of x and value of y. So for that I'm using the print statement to print the values which I received from the user. So slash n. So what is the value before swapping? So what is the value of x? So x is equal to %d and comma y is equal to %d. Since it is an integer value, I am using the format specifier as %d. Then comma, what are the value we need to specify? X comma y. Okay, these are all the values we need to print. Then I am calling the swap function to swap the value. So here I am passing the address itself, since to change the actual value of a variable. Then a swapping function will be, since this line is invoked, this swap what is the line? Swap of ampersand x comma ampersand y. So this function will be called here. So the value of x will be come to a and value of y will come to b. Okay. Okay, now after this function, it will be returned again to the main function. Then here what will be printed? We need to print after swapping what is the value. So I'm representing it as after swapping, SWAG, after swapping what is the value of x. So x is equal to %d comma y is equal to %d. Why I am using %d? It is a format specifier of an integer value. X comma y. Okay, then this return 0. This is main function is in the main function data type is int. I am returning a 0. Let us see what is happening. It is asking for two numbers. I am writing as 20 and 30. Then see here, before swapping what is the value? 20 and 30. After swapping what is the value? It has x value become as 30 and y value have become as 20. So this is what swapping of two numbers using the pointer variable. I think you have understood clearly what is meant by swapping and how to do the swapping with the help of the pointers. So thank you. Once again we will meet in another video.